Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I come into some channeled energy into the Divine Masculine Collective. A lot of third eye energy coming through as I go through this very intense throat chakra upgrade clearing, and I feel we're kind of reaching the limitation point on the journey is what I feel. We're days away from this Gemini new moon, which is bringing in a brand new cycle for the Twin Flame Collective. And I feel a lot of the masculines have been facing all kinds of limitations, blockages, and challenges. And this is where that gateway to acceptance kind of comes full circle. So I feel this like pulsing energy. This pulsing pressure is what keeps coming through. This pressure for the masculine to mutate out of all of these low vibrational frequency energies. And acceptance is the key when it comes to all of these limitations. Acceptance truly is the key when it comes to stepping into all of these states of transcendence. So I feel the masculine's kind of like at that space between, and I think it's Dave Matthews Band that sings that song, The Space Between. And so this is where a lot of this DNA mutation is taking place when it comes to this recrystallization of our light body and these activations. So a lot is being released, but I feel like in limited amounts. So it's like a spiral, and I feel all of these distractions that have been coming forward in the masculine's life has really hindered his ability to maintain this state of inner harmony. So what I feel is a lot of confrontation when it comes to all of these external forces, these external limitations in the masculine's life. And as the feminine kind of steps into this very harmonic energy, the masculine is kind of forced to deal with all of these external limitations is kind of what I'm feeling. And it's this drive forward to embrace all of these diversified challenges is what I'm feeling. So the masculine, I feel, is very restless, very agitated and irritated in the energy with all of this confrontational energy. And I feel this deep understanding of why all of these limitations are put in place because of the lack of decisiveness, I feel. And the masculine's learning to kind of accept all of these restraints, understanding that they're necessary at this time if he is to tap into his fullest potential and to take advantage of all of these new doorway opportunities that are about to arise. So it's some very intense energy. You know, when we're faced with restraints, challenges, upheaval, and chaos, we kind of have to learn to adapt to these frequencies. So this adaptation is what's coming through in the energies. And when it comes to all of these habitual negative patterns that the masculine has been maintaining through his egoic nature, I feel they're no longer going to exist once the masculine, transcends all of these energies that are kind of being released in limited amounts at this point in time. So I feel as the feminine steps into her enlightened self, and naturally handles all of these energies and learns to kind of ebb and flow through the journey, and we maintain that enlightened energy of our self-identity. A lot of the feminines really have embraced a level of financial security on their journey, soul security, emotional security. And so it's this desperation when it comes to this self-identity crisis for the masculine, and all of these ego gratifying self-interests that the masculine has been playing into when it comes to ignoring the suffering that's been brought forward on the journey with others. I feel he's definitely paying a very, very high karmic price is kind of the energies coming through. And I notice I'm kind of like a mess. I'm kind of a little bit dirty, guys. I've had the kids home. I've definitely been working through some clearing of my own. So I feel the masculine's really needing to find his ability to be resourceful with all of these challenges if he wants to maximize the potential of this gateway portal opening up. Will all of the masculines experience this energy of transcendence, of breaking free from the karmic patterns? I don't believe so. We all have free will on the journey, but I feel like when we're faced with all of these limitations, I feel the energy is kind of pushing many of the divine masculines to seek that deep inner meaning for their life right now. And these restrictions truly are a gift when it comes to him applying himself and finding a state of harmony from within. So I feel a lot of withdrawing. I feel the masculine's really been withdrawing from the karmic soul contracts, from the karmic soul group and the karmic entities. And this level of acceptance when it comes to the expense that the masculine is paying. So I feel a lot of the masculines are being led into this deep, dark state of depression. And we go through many cycles of the dark night of the soul on the journey. We go through our very first initial painful dark night of the soul, and then we come out and we go back down, and we kind of cycle back and forth until the twins can kind of meet in the middle at that 0 point. So I feel all of these negative behavioral patterns when it comes to these old limitations are being completely dismantled and destructed in the energies in order to create that space for these new higher frequencies, for the preparation for the physical union in the 3D world. And so I know how hard it is to harness the potential of these very intense energies. And so I feel the masculine is really going into these behavioral patterns, understanding his actions, and I feel when we can bring that into our awareness and have that deep level of self-awareness when it comes to our poor actions, our past poor decisions, this is when we can really tap into our leadership potential. So I feel many of the masculines are in the process of dealing with these restrictions, these limitations, and it's enhancing their leadership potential. So I feel this natural desire coming forward to embrace this expansion is what I'm feeling. And limitations and chaos and conflict and challenges are all essential on the journey to create that deep level of confusion in order to handle these expansive energies. So, you know, the masculines have been very rigid in their thinking. They've been very pragmatic, dogmatic, with their lack of reasoning and their lack of understanding. A lot of these masculines have been very uncompromising, almost to like a severity level, very severely uncompromising in the energies. And they've been very brutally cold with the way that they've handled this connection up until now. And this uncompromising energy, this severe lack of acceptance is creating all kinds of restraints that the masculine, I feel, is in this energy of it really becoming unbearable. And this chronic depression, this fixed energy, is asking the masculine to tap into his intuitive intellect, is kind of what I'm feeling, is what I've journaled about. And to recognize that this rigidity is no longer going to be allowed when it comes to all of these new innovative applications that the twins are here to instill as part of these new earth timelines, our new earth mission. And so I feel the masculine is learning some very harsh lessons, some very severe, harsh karmic lessons in the energies in order to accept this death energy, to accept this gateway of transformation and this DNA mutation. So I feel the energy is really fluctuating, you know, from states of ecstatic bliss to states of extreme lows. When it comes to this initiation, I feel a lot of root chakra clearing when it comes to anger and rage, and a lot of sacral chakra clearing when it comes to the lustful karmic temptress. And I feel all of this pressure really is needed for the masculine to tap into this pure God source energy in order to empower himself. So he's like mutating his DNA form at this time. And the root center is what's fueling all of these restraints, because the root center deals with security, fears of security and stability. And so this is enabling the masculine to feel all of this pressure. And I'm hearing that song. Oh my God, what is it? From the Encanto movie. What the heck is her name? Luisa. When she's under pressure and she's gonna pop, 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 because it's just too much. And I'm really having a hard time clearing all of this heavy liquid energy is, I guess, what I could say, like in my lungs. So this really is a beautiful, creative, mutative process that we go along on this journey. And we kind of got to embrace the pulsing energies of these cosmic frequencies, because we never know. We never know what's on the other side. So I do feel there's a lot being released when it comes to exiting these cycles of limitation, lack mentality, and the energy really is viable when it comes to mutating and expanding, and the masculine finding his self-empowerment. So this space between is where we go into this on again, off again pulse of bliss and limitations. And so I feel all kinds of challenges, all kinds of roadblocks are coming up for the masculine. And I do feel many of them are becoming very impatient. With all of this Aries energy going on right now with the astrology, I feel the energy is very unpredictable. But this melancholy, this inherent melancholy is deepening, and this chronic depression needs to be flipped around. So, but we can't affect that real change in our lives and in and around us, and we can't look onward without going inward and facing that dark night of the soul energy. So I feel the masculine really is looking inward right now when it comes to accepting the mystery and the mutative process of this alchemical marriage that we're sharing, and trusting that this transformation is occurring. So I think divine feminine trust that this deep transformation is occurring within the masculine, because it has occurred within us. So, and when we come together in that union, that is when we can really transform the world around us. So a lot of playing keys are coming up, bringing order into all of this chaos in the masculine's life. And I feel right now they feel like they're not able to move forward, but without that pressure, without that under pressure, they're not going to be able to, find their stamina to break free. And so we have Mars in Aries right now, and it's only going to be in Aries for about 6 weeks. So this is where the masculine is being asked to find his stimulation when it comes to taking action. We've got a 6-week window to work with, I feel, right now, until about July, the beginning of July. I was looking at my calendar and it is a chalkboard calendar, so all I got up is May. I don't know why I looked, but I'm pretty sure it's about July. So I feel there's this wandering energy right now. And so this perpetual continuity of like short-term action. It's like the masculine's making 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. And it's feeling like a roller coaster right now, I feel, for many of the masculines. And they're not feeling like they've got any stability in their life when it comes to this perpetual continuity of a lot of karma playing out in the energy. So it is through this perpetuation of negativity that the masculine will be forced to kind of move forward and to find a solution. But we do need to remember it is a journey. And what's been really coming through a lot recently is the energy of Mott. And I've done videos on that before. Mott is the energy of, being ready to cross over. There's my boy Panther. That's the man of the house here, my boy Panther. Anyway, Mott. So it's this energy, it's this ancient Egyptian energy of when we cross over, we have to go forward on the scales of balance. And so when we cross over, our heart is placed on one side of the scale, and on the other side of the scale is the feather. So, and you don't get to cross over into heaven if your heart is not as light as a feather. So I feel releasing a lot of emotional baggage on the heart when it comes to the energy of Mott, which is spelled M-A-A-T. Google it, go down that rabbit hole if you haven't done that already. But I feel this is where the masculine finds his practical senses again to restore a sense of high quality in his life. So any step forward right now will bring forward a lot of great value. And I feel the masculine really is being pushed by his guides and the divine to express these feelings to the feminine, to add value to the journey, and to release this ego-driven impression where the masculine's played into this misuse of energy, this misuse of power, and playing into all of these trivial pursuits that really have hindered his progress. So I also feel a lot of the masculines are being pushed into this deep state of alienation is what's been coming through. And they're going to have to find their determination to figure out how to be self-sufficient. A lot of these masculines run from us and they jump right into the next relationship, a codependent relationship, all purely out of ego to try and punish the divine feminine, to hurt the divine feminine. And they cord to the next karmic entity in order to not have to face that divine mirror by looking at you, divine feminine. So I feel the energy is very provoking, and I feel a lot of the karmics recently have been very overbearing. And so this is further driving the masculine into this deep isolation because a lot is being illuminated when it comes to these control issues. This drive to control. So it is like this reversal of the scales, and I feel all of these materialistic, aesthetic aspects that the masculine's been playing into really is starting to offend him. And so I feel a lot of support, or whatever the masculine's been using to mask all of these issues below the surface, has been eliminated in order for him to go deep within his self-expression. And so a lot of overstimulation, and I feel the masculine's been attracting all kinds of negative attention at this time. And the energy, I feel, is very self-defeating is what keeps coming through. And they're attracting all kinds of negative support. And I also feel a lot of the karmics are really hounding the masculine, really creating this energy of self-defeat. So I feel a lot of linkage when it comes to the karmic webbing and the masculine linking all of the connections together, understanding the karma that's being cleared in the energy. And I feel the feminine, who has now secured her firm footing on the journey, who has stepped into honestly expressing herself and living by the word of God, the word of truth, the word of authenticity, is really pushing the masculine to honor this commitment with the feminine. And so a lot of profound unconscious memories are coming to the surface, which is triggering this deep external yearning for the masculine to be accepted by the feminine. And so there's this huge release of all of these unconscious, subconscious patterns and fears in the energies in order to extract this energy, because a lot of these masculines fear rejection so badly, and it's a very difficult place to be in. So it's kind of like the masculine isn't even recognizing himself right now. He's in this very void, difficult energy, and I feel he's kind of just like wandering through life from one place to the next and feeling like he's not able to find his footing right now. So it's like this cosmic womb, and you know, the feminine is the one that births the masculine into reality. And so it's this energy of exiting the cosmic womb and the masculine showing up like in your room type thing. Well, not quite like that, but showing up. So I feel the masculine's very curious to approach. I feel you've sparked his curiosity, divine feminine, and he's searching right now. And there's that throat energy that I journaled about coming through. So it's like linking the throat to the crown. And so I feel once the masculine clears the throat chakra, the crown will be fully activated, the soul star chakra activated. And this is when the twin souls can begin to gather together in this unity consciousness. So I feel a lot of visual memory is being recollected. And now is the time for the masculine to verbally recount what he's been shown, is kind of what I'm feeling. And to find his voice, to step into being that great philosopher with the divine feminine. And, you know, I think it's the energy of believing is seeing, not seeing is believing, is what's coming through. So I feel right now the masculine is searching for solutions because he has been called to action. That clarion call to action has been loud and clear recently. And he's being asked to journey towards the feminine, to form all of these new ideals, all of these new spiritual beliefs, and to translate his human experience into the physical language, like into the physical collective. So I feel once the masculine finds his strength to verbally express this process and to bring that forward with the divine feminine, we will reach a deep level of completion as part of this ascension mission. So I feel a lot of feelings coming up which are influencing the masculine to embrace this new experience with the feminine. I think he is seeking to explore what the feminine has to offer, and he's recalling all of these past life memories. And that selective memory is very subjective at this time, because we are here to be those teachers about life, to be those teachers about these cosmic frequencies, to provide the facts when it comes to all of the unique lessons that we've learned this lifetime and in our past lives. And each twin has their own interpretation of the journey. Each twin has their own experience when it comes to all of our emotional overtones and undertones. And I'm getting tingles right now. So each twin flame journey is unique, although there are several similarities along the journey with the stages that we have to encounter. We each have our own unique story, and we are here to add that color into the collective and to expand and to share our journey. We are here to be those prophets and to speak about this transformation journey, to bring forward great strides when it comes to humanity's progression moving forward. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So I feel this deep searching. A lot of the masculines are searching, looking into all kinds of sources about the journey, the connection, and getting ready to come forward with communication. So I feel a lot of acceptance. So I do feel many of these masculines will be coming forward around that new moon cycle. And I think the feminine is just kind of being asked to stay in that very high vibration, enlightened energy. Keep playing into self-interest at this time, divine feminine, and ebb and flow with the energies. Naturally handle anything coming up and stay in that firm essence of knowing who you are, embracing your self-identity, and keep building that security. And I feel this huge ego fall coming through. And that's what I wanted to channel. I'm not going to pull any cards. That's what I journaled about. And I keep being shown the number 6. So the number 6 is the Jesus code, and it is the journey to balance and harmony. So I feel that's kind of where we're at, reaching a deep resonance of acceptance. So I do feel get ready to receive some communication, divine feminine. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.